All right. Hey, everybody. Okay, we're here at our Zoom at noon for December 2024. What? We say this every year, don't we? Where did the year go? And we're going to be focusing on declutter. I'm so excited for y'all um, because you showed up today. And that's a big deal to me. People who are showing up for declutter talks, you're showing up for yourself. Okay, so we're going to take a minute. Y'all know me. I like to set an intention to begin. So take a deep breath. Hmm. Okay, even close your eyes. So listen, a theme today is going to be presence. So let's practice it right now, even if it's for one conscious breath. That's an Eckhart Tolle thing. One conscious breath. Take your one conscious breath right now. I'm setting the intention for an amazing time today, for an amazing call where you receive some divine wisdom, where you receive some information about yourself, where you receive some information about feng shui in your space that maybe is new to you, or maybe it takes you further in your knowing of this. Again, another deep conscious breath. And this time I want you to put your attention on your heart area and see a light there. It could look like a candle flame. It could look like a little ball of sunshine. Y'all are doing great. Keep your deep breathing going. And as you're kind of feeling into your heart space, I want you to see what you hear right now besides my voice. Some of y'all know I'm a filmmaker. In filmmaking, they do something called records room tone. You literally, the whole set gets totally still and silent where the sound guy will record the room. See if you can get so still and quiet you can hear the room tone. Great. Keep your breathing going. Okay. And again, we're just going to acknowledge the feng shui masters before us, just thanking them for this amazing art and science that has miraculously been passed down for thousands of years to this moment right now, here today. And then give yourself some grace and appreciation for showing up again for yourself, because when you're showing up for a declutter class, you're showing up for yourself. And when you show up for yourself, you're doing amazing work in the world. It's soul work. It's the real deal. So one more deep breath. Put your attention on your heart again. And now just imagine that light getting bigger and brighter, filling up your whole chest area and just expanding out through your body, around your body, and into the room. Breathe that light in and out. Okay, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. We got some more people showing up while we did that. Was that interesting hearing room tone? You might have to practice that. I was floored the first time I was on a movie set. And I'm like, I mean, we had to be like not even move. And the guy would record the room tone because he would need it to match the audio. It's amazing to me. And now this is a great tool in meditation. See if you can hear the room tone. You have to get still. and present to hear it. It's a hearing, but it's also a feeling. So I I've never taught that before. And it was so fun. Just, I get I call them little hits before I teach. This happens in the Odyssey, but also in these bigger classes. And that was a hit. I teach them about room tone. So okay, let me see. So if you don't have your name on your card, I'm going to remove you and you can call back with your name up. Okay. Just letting y'all know that's happening. Okay, great. Yay. We have some Odyssey ladies here. We have some people that have done Declutter Jamboree and you're coming back for more. So I'll be talking about that. Just if you're new to me, every January we get together on Zoom and in our own homes, and we declutter as a group in preparation for Lunar New Year. Okay, so this is kind of our little warm up for that. We're going to be starting on January 3rd. So I hope you have your calendar marked because January 29th is Lunar New Year. So it's going to be a little fast and furious, the opposite of what she's saying in this book. Literally the opposite. So let me just get a show of hands, or you know what? I love when people just say who, if where you're calling in from on chat. It just helps connect us a little better. So tell me where you're calling in from, and tell me if you've ever done the Declutter Jamboree, and then also if you have read the book or even 5 pages of the book. Okay. This was a surprise. This book was a surprise for me. It definitely caught me off guard. Okay. Also, I would love if you wrote in the chat that you are if you're a Feng Shui consultant. We've got some people who were certified through the Windhorse School of Feng Shui, and I love to brag on them because they're amazing. So do that too. And then what I'm going to do, this is how this is going to go down. I actually did make a PowerPoint. Y'all, I'm always so proud of myself when I make a PowerPoint. I swear I feel like a 3rd grader still in some ways where I'm like, I did it. So I made that and it keeps me on track for these and keeps it focused. And so I'm going to go through this and it just give you a little bit more about this book. And then we are going to fully open it up to discussion. And I really don't want this to take much of the call because I would rather hear from y'all today. Because this is going to be the best way to give y'all what you need. Okay. I love for people to walk away from my classes, whether you're listening to the recording or not, you will get what you need. Okay. We're setting that intention. Remember? All right. First Friday Zoom at noon. Yay. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for coming back. And please mark your calendars every first Friday at noon Central. We do this. And it's a different topic each time. And if you ever have something you want to learn about, please email me. Just say, Katie, this is a great idea for a Zoom at noon. And I will say, you know what? You're right. So please do that because there's so much to explore together. All right, let's start. Well, y'all know what this is about. This is a supposed book club, but I'm calling it a non-book club. And I am curious. I can't see. Let me see who's read the book. Yes, downloaded the book on Audible right before the call. Good. I'm calling from Birmingham. Not read the book. Yes, you did declutter. Hey, I know you're back, Audrey. Okay. Yes, declutter. Haven't read it, but excited about it. Yes, Nelia, you're back. Yes, Amber, certified. Y'all notice. Joelle, certified. Longtime declutter. Started listening halfway through the book. Julie, yes. I'm so excited. Okay. Awesome. Hillary, yay, 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 yay. Certified Hillary. And then, started the digital course on Daily and Anelia, you've read a 3rd. Okay, awesome. And I know Ren is the one that recommended this. So hopefully she'll pipe up today. All right. So what is clutter? Let's just go there. Okay. You know what? Put it in the chat. Just name any word that comes up of what you think of clutter. Just put it in the chat. Let's just play. Y'all know I like to keep it interactive, keeps us awake and engaged. And also, even more than that, too much stuff, unruly mess, visual chaos. These are your definitions of clutter. So anything I ask y'all to do, I'm a little sneaky little fairy, okay? It's for a reason. You're getting information about you every time you answer any question in my stuff. Ren loves this book. I cannot wait, Ren. I hope you have time to talk to us all about it. Anything that has stagnant energy, oppressive stuff, piles. I love that. Stuff that doesn't have a home, anything you don't want. Matisse, you're still direct messaging me, just FYI. Anything that gets in the way of you living your best life. I just want to bask in that for a second because that is really good. That's actually really, really good. Anything that's just stuff. Yeah, one year in the Declutter Jamboree, I was like, I'm going to quit calling it stuff. I'm going to call it items or belongings. And it's so funny. My 14-year-old daughter the other day, I think she knew I did that. I probably told her. Well, the other day, she's like, Mama, you say stuff a lot. And I'm like, oh my God, I do. I don't know if I feel like monitoring myself on that. We'll see. Perpetual baskets of laundry in living spaces. Yeah, y'all, the laundry for families is a major deal. And I'm here to tell y'all know that I used to go into homes to declutter. That's why I'm able to teach this because I've worked with so many people hands-on. I'm talking literally every item hands-on. And you are not alone with the laundry thing. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and give y'all my first like kind of practical teaching because I started a little abstract and we'll get a little practical. I used to hate doing laundry. And then when I did Marie Kondo's work, I liked it better, a lot better. But my kind of one of my wake up calls over the years of decluttering for myself is we literally just have too many clothes. We have too many clothes as human beings. It's clothes are not that expensive. Fashion changes. If you can declutter the Marie Kondo way, if this is the only thing you do in January, deal with the clothes in the household and hopefully get your family on board. I mean, that's a huge part of it. You are going to be shocked at how laundry is no longer a problem. And I know that sounds fairy tale, but it is real. It's real. And I can't wait. Oh, I love it, Ron. She's giving me a preach. Ooh, I like a little cheerleading. Thank you. Amber has a good one. Inner struggle showing up in our space. See, we got some pros in the group. Just so y'all know, we got some pros here. They're like taking it already to the next level. Well, these are some words I just felt like writing down. Stuckness, stagnation, overwhelm, indecisiveness, inability to breathe, messiness, too much stuff, weighted down, burdened, and so much more. This is the first book I ever read on clutter. Clear Your Clutter with Feng Shui. You've heard me talk about it before. It's Karen Kingston. We won't have the PowerPoint up the whole time so you can see it bigger, but she's got like pages and pages and pages of what clutter can represent. Okay, this is just a tiny version. So look at some of those things and see if you feel some of that in your life. Okay, and if it is, it could be related to, we're just going to go ahead and go there thanks to Miss Stephanie. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm going to say V, just Stephanie V. She brings home this connection between the physical and mental and emotional and spiritual. All right, but let's get Karen. There's her book. There's Karen Kingston's book. Okay, I forgot I did that. Okay, so clear your clutter with Feng Shui. Clutter is. Now, let's just bring it practical. We're going to bring it to the physical plane. Here's her definition. Write this down because, honestly, you could just have this on your fridge. It's a little annoying, but, it is amazing to just have it. She's got 4 things she says, and then a whole thing on what it represents. Things you do not use or love, plain and simple. That's clutter. Too many things in too small a space. Clutter. Anything unfinished. That one gets me. I'm like, I really love starting projects. Things that are untidy or disorganized. Somebody said visual chaos. I love that. That means you're a very visual person if you said visual chaos. So go back and look at what you wrote and know that that is unloved and unneeded stuff. That was good, Ron. Stuff on the dining room. I know stuff, right? Stagnant energy. There we go. That word stagnant again. Okay, now here's Karen Kingston's way to declutter. All right. So I'm giving y'all just this overview before we get into the book. Okay. Because the only way I could teach this class is to give you my background with decluttering and then talk about the book, just so y'all know. Ask yourself of each item, do I love it? Do I use it? Does it raise my energy? So this is Karen Kingston's rule. If you can answer 2 of 3 of those questions for each item in your house, it can stay. Okay, so I use that technique for years, and it's great. You just hold up, do I love my phone? I'm not going to say I love my phone. I don't think I really do. Do I use it? Obviously, yes, all the dang time. Does it raise my energy? That's the one where you have to feel into it. Okay. It actually does raise my energy because I know that this is it's not conscious, but you can put the conscious meaning on it. I'll put the conscious meaning on it. So I'm feeling it. I'm like, oh, yeah, my energy does go up a little bit when I ask that question. I use it so much, and it's a really great tool for me. It's a great tool for me for business, for communicating with friends, blah, 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 all the things. But that's my cerebral projection onto what I just felt in my body. I know y'all are paying attention. Y'all are paying attention, right? Y'all got that, right? Does it raise my energy? Okay. Now, Marie Kondo was not, she might not even been alive. She's young. She wasn't on the scene when I first started decluttering. Thanks, Hillary. But then she came on the scene and blew me away. Now, I'd already been decluttering in people's homes, so I'd already learned a lot. And honestly, I was very excited when I read her book. I'm like, oh, I'm already doing that. I'm already doing that. I'm like, whoa, 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 I'm not doing that. Let me think about that one. But most of the things really resonated with what I had learned by teaching myself and also working with other people. Now, so I'm kind of giving y'all like Karen Kingston's kind of view, Marie Kondo's kind of view, and then we're going to go into Stephanie V's view. So Marie Kondo, she's Japanese, very different culture than America. Okay, obviously, but we need to say that. She really looks at space as alive. She looks at her cell phone as almost a living thing. Now, this is great in terms of feng shui because we talk about energy in feng shui and everything is made up of atoms. Even, people are made up of atoms, phones are made up of atoms, pens are made up of atoms. So in a way, personified might be taking it a little far, especially for us, we Western minder people like me, but she's onto something. Okay. Look, a lot of us name our cars. Okay. Right. So, it's worth staying open-minded about. How about that? Well, she came along, she called it the life-changing magic of tidying up, the Japanese art of decluttering and organizing. And then she came up with this, does it spark joy? This is now part of our vernacular. Like I hear spark joy all the time and nobody's giving her credit. She made that up. Nobody said spark joy anywhere. It was not in a poem. It was that I know of. She made that up. So does it spark joy? Okay. Guess what? She eliminated all the 3 questions. She didn't know about Karen Kingston, probably. She just learned basically that last question, does it raise my energy? Is this question? Does it spark joy? So she took any mental stuff, do I love it? Do I use it out? And just asked, does it spark joy? So What am I trying to tell y'all? This is a feeling art. The art of decluttering is a feeling effort. This is going to be better than a cerebral effort. You can't trust your brain when you're decluttering, but you can trust your knowing and your intuition and basically your own personal definition of joy, which is why I get excited every year to do this with people. Because if you can practice tuning into your joy with your stuff in your house, your belongings, you're going to be able to do that in the world. You're going to be able to set, not even consciously, does this person spark joy? Does this activity spark joy? Does this anything? When I buy something, does it spark joy? Okay, so this is a practice and it's beautiful and amazing. And it's, I'm not going to say the secret of life, but I just did. So there is something major to it. Okay. So again, thank you for showing up. And then, of course, we love Marie Kondo. All right. Now let's get to the topic of the day. Stephanie V wants you to take it slow and really settle into yourself as you declutter. It's a year to clear. And let's look at her little tagline. What's it called? A subtitle. 365 lessons to create spaciousness in your home and heart. So she comes out of the box and this comes out of the gate. Woo, words. In this book and says that how she wrote this book was she was asked to do an online course with the Daily Om, where she would give a tip for 300 for a whole year. So that's what this book is. Tip is not the right word. It's a reading. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's break it down. Now, notice I read that out loud because creating spaciousness in your home and heart. I'm going to tell you all the synchronicity that happened today. So Rebecca Castle, who I interviewed last Zoom at noon, posted today. She gets like messages. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to share this one. Rebecca said this is a synchronicity with spaciousness inside ourselves. Heaven is not a place, but a state of being that can be created in the here and now. You create heaven through your heart space by opening and connecting your heart to eternal love. Each one of you is capable of existing in this state. Create it here, now, and share it. Let others know about the joy and peace you found through connecting. You may be the uplifting presence someone needs today. So I told y'all this book was a little bit of a doozy for me. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think it's a very interesting take on decluttering. It threw me off. Hearing that, I'm like, okay, I have more understanding. So this is what we're talking about. Connection to yourself, okay? Creating heaven on earth, creating heaven within yourself, okay? Now, she likes to say on page, let me see what page it is. I don't know if it matters what page it is. Well, it kind of does matter actually, because this is what kind of threw me off. She doesn't say it till page, the heck page, I know I marked it. Anyway, listen, she is not talking about decluttering for lots of days of this book. Not hands-on decluttering. She's not giving you how to. I was kind of cracking up because I named my email this morning how to declutter. But that's not really what she's doing in this book, okay? But she does say, do you love it? Do you use it? Does it have a home? Now that doesn't have a home is a great one too. But I don't know if it needs to, I don't think it's the best one to ask until you know if its home is in your home. I do say, like, listen, if it doesn't spark joy for you, it has a home in somebody else's house. It's going to spark joy for someone else. Let it go. Let it find its home. It does feel like these objects know where they're meant to be in the universe, not just in your house, but in the universe. And then when you discard, Marie Kondo's term, what isn't yours really, then these items will find a home in your home. We're not going to get too into that unless somebody has a question about it. All right, almost done with this part. And then we get to talk. Other takeaways from the book. These are the main things. Taking the time to reflect on yourself while you're decluttering is valuable. This is basically the heart of the book. Okay. She has little writing prompts. She has little inspirations on basically you getting to know yourself and you slowing down, hence the year thing. And basically getting into your body more so that you can feel out whether it's yours or not, whether it needs to be discarded, and why clutter has happened in the first place, right? There are times in life when we need to be gentler with ourselves in the process of tidying and decluttering. Okay, now this is very true. And when I was reading this book, I was like, okay, there's definitely a time and a place for this kind of decluttering for certain people. Absolutely. We did the gentle art of Swedish death cleaning in June. That's what our book club was in June. And, that's the market for that book is later in life. Basically clearing your stuff out before you die so that you're not leaving all your items for somebody else to tend to. When some people are grieving over a death of somebody, this might be a good time. When you have time for this kind of reflection, or there's a million times where we need to be on this slower path of decluttering. Okay. I also think that there are times that this does not need to apply. Okay. But I'm getting ahead of myself and telling you my opinion. All right. The concept of clearing with presence is synonymous with Kingston and Kondo's teachings. So here we go. This is the good stuff. When you can stop and say, does this spark joy of every item? You're getting present with yourself and with that item. It's presence. Okay. So she is huge on this. This is her whole thing. Getting present with yourself. Okay. Wow. That's awesome. Kingston, the same thing, because she said to ask those 3 questions. And basically her last question is, does it spark joy? Does it raise your energy? Does it spark joy? In my language. Be kind to yourself when decluttering, because shame and guilt may come up, and that's part of the process. Dealing with your emotional and mental clutter alongside the physical clutter. All right, y'all. I just want to tell y'all something. Everybody has clutter. See, people don't see each other's clutter. Okay. I've gone in so many houses and it's everywhere. Okay. So I'm here to tell y'all, we are not taught to let go in this culture. We are taught and we're being told every day to consume, 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 consume. It is everywhere every day. Is there anything that says, let it go? Maybe the song from Frozen. Okay. That's the only time. It really kind of is, though. All right. So please be easy on yourself in this process. And that's that. Y'all know, we'll talk more about that. Her approach, Stephanie's approach, is inside job first leads to the desire to declutter rather than the usual declutter, and the inside job will follow. Okay. So this was my other little bing. Okay, I see what's happening in this book. So she's basically having people look inside themselves in a nice slow, that she calls it a drip, 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 drip way. And raise your hand or put it in the chat, please. If you've ever been where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to declutter today or this week. I am done. I am just done. Like, I've got to get it done now. If you have done that, I want you to put it in the chat. Like, yes, I've done that. Whatever you want to say around it, where you're just like, you can't not declutter. Okay. So I'm going to tell y'all what's happening in those moments. Your vibration, you've shifted on some level. Okay. And you want your home to reflect that shift in you. So you've energetically shifted and you want to make that change because you can't tolerate that stagnation anymore because you've moved past it. So I think she's priming people for that kind of decluttering. Okay. Yes, yes. Pushing stuff into my car to take it to night. Yes, yes. See? And doesn't that feel good when you're like, nothing's stopping me? This is happening. Okay. So I think that is really valuable, right? Um, okay. Okay, good job. So I'm going to leave this up for another minute. We just got a new friend on. Hey, Todd. Um, what's up? Take a screenshot of this if you want. This is the summary of the book, and we're about to get into discussion. So, let me see what my next slide is. Yep, we're good. Okay. So I'm gonna leave that up for a minute. I would love to, let's hear from some of the people that are reading it or started to read it and have an opinion on the book so far. Would you please unmute and let me know what you think of this book? I mean, Ren, I'm looking at you since Ren, you're still here, right? Yeah. It's hard for me to see all y'all because of the way the screen does when I share my screen. But I would love to hear from somebody on their opinion on the book, and we can just get the discussion going that way. Even if I've only read it 5 pages, or maybe even like hearing what I had to say today. How about that? Anybody want to be brave?
Can you hear me now, Katie?
Yes, who is speaking?
Hi, this is Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, so on the introduction, when she says clearing is not a finite task that you put on a to-do list and complete by a certain deadline, it's an ongoing and revealing journey of self-discovery. So that really hit me because I'm all about to-do lists. I'm about, okay, today I'm getting this amount of stuff, putting it in my car, getting it out today, or I'm going to do the laundry. Like I'm just going to focus all day on laundry. Or today I'm just going to focus all day on books. And so I've had actually 3 different approaches to cluttering work. This one, I love the drip method because every day it kind of sparks that little fuel to clear out. Because I had a career coach that said, just make it a priority. Just do it. Give yourself 45 minutes time. I had a counselor who said, don't worry about that box of clutter. Just give it a name, call it Charlie, and say, I'm not going to deal with you today. I'm like, no, I can't name my clutter. And then I had another feng shui consultant say, make it a workshop, learn about yourself, study it. But this one, I like her approach to it.
Okay, I'm excited. Now, how far into the book are you? I'm curious. Have you started it?
I've started it. I only got to page 14 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I hear you. So just so y'all know, the book is set up like day 1, day 2, day 3. Now I went ahead and was like, okay, let me see. Let me see what's going on so I can teach a book club. Okay, well, I'm very interested, Lisa. So I'm kind of a person of you got to put it to the test, right? I will say that Marie Kondo, she does say, I'm just saying this. I think, listen, I might do this because I like to put things to the test, right? She does say, and there's probably some other feng shui teachers too that say this, that our life shouldn't be about decluttering every day. That I like to do a push so that the rest of my year I'm doing whatever. And if it gets a little cluttery here and there, okay, well, I know I have January coming. But my personality is that. That's just my personality. Do I need, am I a flawed person? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, that's why I say this book stumped me a little bit. I really was reading it. I'm like, what is happening? She's not even talking about clutter until like page, I don't know what. I can't even find the page. I marked. There it is. Day 15, y'all, is the first day she says anything about anything physical clutter. It's the first day she says, do you love it? Do you use it? Does it have a home? 15. Man, I like efficiency. So, but my mind was a little blown. And it's like, wait a minute, wait a minute. If you haven't sat with yourself, if you haven't looked within, if you haven't figured out how to make spaciousness within your own body and system and mind and heart, yeah, maybe that should be first. Because the whole idea with feng shui is shift it in your home and you will shift. That's really what feng shui is. I see Hillary nodding. She's like, yeah. And here's the thing. We got feng shui consultants on here. Y'all are lucky. Y'all got all the pros on here for real. We know that works. Feng shui's, we know that when you shift, you will shift on the inner. However, decluttering's intense, man. It's intense. Like it can be really intense. So maybe this whole idea of the slow drip while you're decluttering is good. Let's keep the conversation up. I'm excited. Who else has something to offer? Curious. Who else has an idea or thought? What is coming up for y'all, really? Ooh, Marcia said ready to be ready. This is an Abraham Hicks teaching. Ready to be ready to be ready. Yes, Elizabeth, bring it.
Oh, well, actually, I was just thinking about Abraham Hicks, because I'm not sure that last note that you took about um, desire to declutter, like do the work and then the desire will come. And I think it's Abraham Hicks who says, wait for inspired action. And so that's really been speaking to me lately. Because I've been reading her book. Just that you can't just go into it being like, I'm a messy person, I'm always going to be marred in this clutter, that I'm just going to live this way. It's a battle for me to have to do this. But really kind of get to a place where you're understanding how you got here, you're seeing the life that you live and all the good things that create the clutter, that then you think, okay, I'm ready to make this space better for the things that I love, and it's inspired instead of force.
Woo! Well said, Elizabeth.
Thanks.
Oh my word. You want to play? You want to play for a minute?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw a little challenge into the next, what you just said. I love
Uh-huh.
it and I hear it and it resonates.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Having worked with people for a long time and part of my job is to like inspire basically. I try not to say motivate.
Mm-hmm.
I really try not to say
Yeah.
motivate with decluttering. If y'all see me say that, y'all can say, Katie, you accidentally have me motivate on this page, because inspire is the word. Because motivation is not going to be sustainable. It's just not. And inspired is okay. So here's my little challenge. And what comes up when I think about this, I just don't want people to sit there and be like, okay, where's the inspiration? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
inspired yet. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I guess my whole kind of thing, this is what I'll say, and then I'd love to hear what you say, is I mean, sometimes the inspiration can be, I just paid $99 for a declutter jamboree and I'm getting my damn money's worth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, so I just want everybody here to know, like, it doesn't have to be an angel coming into your dream that night saying, "Oh, you're ready to declutter now." No. So I have to just, so Talk to me, Elizabeth. Any inspiration around that?
Yeah. So that, yes, I mean, that resonates with me because, I mean, I took your course because I could, like years ago, and I still, practice a lot of what I learned there. So for me, it's already know not not to identify as this way, but I already know, like, I'm messy, like, I mean, it's, I can frame it in a more creative way, like, I have a lot going on, a lot of, you know, uh, it's a good clutter in so many ways, but, so I've known that forever and it's always been a problem. So, you know, I'm, I guess when you are, it's this getting to the point where you can sit and be kind to yourself and say, okay, I'm gonna come to this from the right place.
Mhm.
It doesn't take long to get your heart in order. It really doesn't. It can take 5 minutes, just to kind of make sure that you're not,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
beating yourself up and forcing yourself. Like I think it can happen, you know, quickly.
I love it, Elizabeth. That
Mhm.
was beautiful. Did y'all hear that? It's almost like getting still with yourself. I mean, I love how you're like, it could just take 5 minutes and making sure you're not like killing yourself over it. Okay, that was so good. Y'all, look at this amazing group of people and how much wisdom. And by the way, is a friend of mine that lives here in town. And I drove her to her house once and my car was totally a mess. It was a mess. Y'all, I've been doing this a long time. This is my job. She's like, you make me feel so much better. I I'm here to let y'all know, like, cl she and I are both creative spirits, and I do think there's something about the creative mind of liking a little bit of disarray and also just not naturally putting things away exactly every day. And guess what? This is why I think this book is so awesome in so many ways because we're all different. What's going to work for me might not work for you. I mean, I do kind of pride myself in at least giving you something to work with, no matter what kind of brain you have, because I've had to have a journey with clutter. But yes, thank you so much. I love that. It's making sure I love, let's just sum it up, making sure you're coming at your belongings in this process from the right place. It's like a place of grace for yourself rather than like, oh, look at me again. I got unmessy again. Okay, I love it. Okay. Uh, Todd said, how will you inspire your husband to have a similar dilemma? Let's talk about that. I
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Todd. What's up, Todd? So
Hi,
good to see
Katie.
you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm messy enough, but I don't like it. Uh, I mean, I've known Katie for a long time, but maybe I'm a visual person, but I'm the same. Maybe it's just universal, but it's stressful. Uh, so, but Pam, you know Pam, right, Katie?
I know Pam, yeah.
You know Pam,
Hmm.
but I'm gonna say, I don't want to control other people. I don't think that's a great idea. But it's she has a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard. I don't know. I mean, and I have the typical male. Like I'm gonna tell you, this is what you need to do. I can help you, but
Yeah.
I
That's
really.
not just a male thing. That's a female thing too. Don't worry.
All right.
So just so y'all know, y'all, I've met Todd when I was a wee thing, and when I first moved to LA, and he's a lawyer, and that's his artwork behind him. And I okay, Todd, I have a good answer for you. It's very exciting because I've seen this work with people that have taken the declutter jamboree and my clients, and I mean, I will never forget one of the first emails I got on this, and this woman was like, I cannot believe what my children and my husband are doing after I did this work. Basically, and I have to check myself too. But y'all, I took a picture of my daughter's bedroom yesterday and showed it to her when she got home. Because and she goes, you cannot use that for your work. I'm like, I'm not. I'm showing it to you. Because when you see your house in two dimensions, It really can. You see it in a different way. You just do. So take pictures if you need to. But listen, here's the bottom line of what I'm trying to say. I I got you can in this work right now at least. What am I, you have to work on you, on what you have control over. Because what's going to happen is you're going to raise the energy of you and the space. I mean, this one was like, I've been asking my husband to fix the broken pane on the back door for 2 years. She goes, all I've been doing is cleaning out the linen closet, cleaning out the stuff she literally had control over, right? Didn't need to ask anybody's permission. And he was going to fix it without, she didn't even know he was going to do it. The children were going out in the backyard and picking up dog poo poo without her asking. Okay. Come on. And I keep seeing it where, and myself too, I try not to even tell my daughter to clean stuff up because I'm like, wait a minute, my office needs some tidying. I cannot say anything. So we can only deal with what we have control over, and hopefully that inspires the other person. I think that's my best answer, but why don't y'all take the declutter jamboree and see what happens too? Or at least you, Todd, because this is still a case study, right? And I would love to hear any stories y'all have on this, but I have seen it, I mean, a lot, where when people do it for themselves, they're like, oh my gosh, my husband went into the garage the day after I did my closet. I didn't say anything. So, okay. I think there's way more to this, but let's see what other people. Lisa says, this book has helped my heart because some clutter is my parents' and grandma's stuff from their lives. Okay, so that's the reason I started decluttering for people, because I moved from Los Angeles to Alabama, and Alabama people they inherit stuff. LA people are transient. They didn't have, it's y'all. You come to Alabama, you'll see some stuff, and it's stuff that they're like, that's my grandma.
That's why we move here.
That's a good reason.
I'm sort of
Good
joking.
reason.
It's a cliche though, but it's true. Sort of.
It's true. It's very true. So you've got to ask every item, does it spark joy? Now, I'm not going to get into this because today is not really the official start, the declutter jamboree, but when you do the declutter jamboree, I really would like everybody to read Marie Kondo before we start, if you haven't. I mean, y'all, this woman, there's a reason she is making gazillions of dollars. Okay. How is a declutter person famous? And she doesn't even speak English. Yo, there's a reason, because she's amazing. Okay, I love her. Now, let's see. Okay, I haven't had that wonderful experience with my decluttering in my personal experience. If you're people in a state of avoidant depression, they will not be inspired with your actions. Okay, Shannon, thank you for playing and sharing, and I appreciate you so much. This is where I know y'all, I know I'm like, hey, everybody, and I'm like, come in light, and I call myself a fairy. But I also don't mess around. So Shannon, can I ask you something and get an honest answer?
Sure.
Can you honestly say that you've done a declutter, a tidying, a discarding at like the nth degree level, or is there more to do that you have control over?
Always more.
Okay. Do that in January and then get back to me.
Okay.
So I was almost nervous saying that to her, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Decluttering is not for the weak of heart. You will get clarity. You will get down to truth. And now I'm kind of like ignoring her book right now because I'm talking to y'all from experience, okay? When you clear your space, feng shui is extremely powerful, okay? I see my feng shui ladies here. Amber, Matisse, see Joelle, Hillary, I mean, Marcia and Ann, I mean, all y'all. It's really powerful. Okay. So do it and see what happens, because it works. It's good. It's better. And you just don't know what can happen until you do it. So, all right. Who else has something? Any more on the book? See, y'all, how does this hour go this fast? I'm not even kidding. So I have a few little notes. I mean, I'm actually kind of got a lot of notes, but yeah, she doesn't even start talking about clothes till day 22. That's what I want to talk about. Marie Kondo works in categories. So it's not like you're picking up your phone and then you're walking in another room and looking at your lamp. Don't do that. You will not, that is insanity. That's why I would say just read her book and we're going to have a plan for the Declutter Jamboree. And clothes is the first thing. And I do my clothes every year because I freaking buy clothes. And then sometimes the clothes don't fit or whatever. And yeah, when I do it, I'm like, okay, but I'm going to get in the heart space this year. I remember last year, I'm like, I really am doing this again. But it doesn't take me long because I've done it every year. It really doesn't. And it's always worth it. I feel like you feel like it's almost like a crystalline energy can happen, right? If you do this the spark joy way, because then you're just left with joy, y'all. I had this hit yesterday or 2 days ago. I was walking my dog and it was so cold and pretty though. And my dog is so cute. And I was like feeling so happy. I'm like, but I was kind of trying to force myself to do something in my house and like work on stuff. And I'm like, I can't even get anything done. I'm going for a walk. And I'm like, why don't we let ourselves be happy? Why don't we let ourselves be happy? And I sometimes think that clutter is that. We're not letting ourselves feel that uplift. It's almost like cool not to be happy or something. It's weird, right? Matisse, you think so too? Okay. It's like, I've got so many good things, and I know y'all do too, going on in my life. And even if something's a little off, oh well, right? Yeah. So this is what we're doing. It keeps us where we are, Matisse says. Yeah. And if we're staying where we are, y'all, that's stuck. Because our energy field, and this is going back to Abraham Hicks' work, we're always expanding energetically. And if we don't keep up with that energetic expansion, it's going to feel stuck. So be brave and do this. Now, let's just talk about this. I wonder a lot of us have the book and download it or whatever. Maybe we start it now, day 1, day 2, day 3, and by the time January 3rd comes around, woo, we've done some pre-paving, they call it in Abraham. We've done the ready to be ready. I like this idea. I did not intentionally do this. I did not know this was a daily, like, read one a day when I did this. See, sometimes I just go with my instinct and it all works out. Even though 2 days ago I was like, uh, um, so maybe we should play that way. I'm not going to monitor it. And then in January, we will I do call it a push. I like a deadline. Do y'all like deadlines? I don't know how anybody else gets anything done without one. Anne's in. Amber says mentally that if it's easy, we're doing something wrong. Like struggle is the only way. I know, right? We like prescribe to struggle. It's just in our culture, people who struggle get it's like, oh, you worked so hard for that. Good job. Instead of like, wow, that was easy for you. Good job. Who says that to anybody? That should be it, because that means you're inspired, right? I see little Anna learning all about this stuff. Okay, darn it. It's already 3 minutes till. I like to stay on time with y'all. Who has another question or a comment or something like that? Do y'all feel inspired? Somewhat? Kinda? Yeah? Unmute and say whatever you want to say. I'd love to hear from you.
Katie, this is a great class. Thank you.
Thanks, Hillary.
What I realized is that if I don't have a place to put something, then that's the trouble. And sometimes there's something that keeps me from creating that space, and that's what I've got to look at.
I hear you, babe. I decluttered with children and teenagers, and the dad was like, she never cleans her room. And it was a mess. And I went in there, I'm like, you cannot ask her to clean her room. She does not even have a dresser. Like, she did not have a way to hold the items. So thank you, Hillary. That is such a y'all, the nuances to decluttering, it's infinite. We'll do our best in our 27 days, right? But thank you so much, Hillary, because these are the kind of conversations we're going to have on those hours. And it's, I'm really going to do a lot of Q&A. So will there be 3 Zoom calls during January? That's part of it, isn't it? And that's why I did like how she said, does it have a home? Because you have to have a home for these items. That's part of the organization aspect. I really think it's decluttering and then giving it a home. It's kind of 2 different things. It can feel the same, but that's a huge part, right, Shannon? It's big. Okay, Audrey says, this has been great. I look forward to reading the book in the Declutter Jamboree. All right, here's the deal. If you've signed up for the Declutter Jamboree, like in the past, you should have gotten an email saying that you're in. If you haven't, you need to email me so I can put you in. If this is your first time to do Declutter Jamboree, come on. It's actually pretty amazing. I mean, y'all make it amazing because y'all do it. All right, who else has anything? We got about 45 seconds. Go for it, because I might write a whole blog on it. Clearing makes homes for the good things. Okay, Anne said it. Don't go by the dresser until you declutter. Thank you so much, Anne. That is huge. Do not go by the containers yet. Please do the discarding first. You will see that you might have the space. Matisse, I saw you raise your hand. Bring it.
Yeah, it's tied to what Anne said. Like, I notice in my family, when we declutter, it's so tempting to fill that. And I have to consciously be like, we're not buying anything until we're done with this decluttering push.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been playing around with doing things a little bit slower so that we get more used to, oh, it's improving, and let's get used to it improving.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets better, and let's get used to that, instead of a little less roller coaster of like, oh my God, it's so much better. Oh, I'm not ready for that. I'm going to put some clutter there again.
Yeah.
So, occasionally that can happen. So I just think
I appreciate that.
The rate at which you declutter can have an influence.
It can be a dance. Another reason why the categories are good. Okay, a few things. I just want to talk about Hillary for a minute, y'all. She teaches a Joy Summit live in Sun Valley, Idaho. Hillary, will you put your email in the chat so that, or however they can find out more about that. And then I do want to remind y'all, the Odyssey is for 2025. I'm doing the discovery calls. You got to apply now so you can get the early bird perks. Listen, it's awesome. We have a blast. Okay. So we do the declutter in January, and then we move right into the feng shui all year. And you learn so much from each other. I think this is a good book. It's very different for my mentality, but it can't hurt. It cannot hurt. So let's maybe listen, the Facebook group for the Declutter Jamboree is already open. We can start typing there about this book, So thank y'all so much. SunValleyJoySummit.com. Y'all look that up. I've gotten to teach there twice, and it's been so fun. So, all right, Declutter Jamboree coming up, predictions for the new year coming up, and Odyssey sign-ups happening now. Please go apply if you're even tiny bit thinking about it, okay? Ciao. Yay, Lisa. All right, I'll see you at the Jamboree. Yay. Awesome.
Thanks, Katie.
Yay. Thank you. So great seeing y'all. Ciao.